Gotham, a crazy podcast about DC, with your hosts E-Rock and PD. When we speak up, get your geeks up, cause you know you about to get geeked up. So sit back, relax, and get comfy. Lose your mind like Solomon Grundy, and listen to a show that won't be forgotten, coming straight out of Gotham.
And hello, everyone out in the DC universe. Welcome to another episode of Straight Outta Gotham, episode 120. We are a fandom pop culture podcast and a proud member of the Batman Podcast Network, hosted by Batman on Film. Make sure you check out all the other great shows on the network by heading on over to BOF, clicking the podcast drop down, and checking out all the other great shows that the network has to offer. I'm your co-host from the other side of the Hudson River. I'm a senior contributor to Batman on Film. I am Peter Arvera, today recording on June 25th, 2023. As always, I have a great show for you today. Before we get into good stuff, I'd like to remind you, all of our faithful listeners, if you take the time to rate and review this show on Apple Podcasts, and we read your review on air, you enter and win our monthly contest. So get into that. We also are still doing the what's it called? The demo tape contest. We're still doing that. So make sure you send those out to the straightogpodcast@gmail.com. So we got to make sure we got to figure out, me and Eric have to figure out when that actually ends. So we got to make sure, whoever enters. I know a couple people have asked, so make sure you hit that up. Now, let me introduce you to my partner in crime, the man who hunted down and captured the Jones Island crocodile in June of 1974, a BOF junior contributor. Ladies and gentlemen, Crocodile Holzman.
Yes, I was traveling once again. This was another multiverse trip for myself. Because I was in this Earth, in this timeline. I wasn't born yet. So, but this is my other timeline.
This is timeline Holzman. There's more than one Holzman out there.
There's more than one. If you believe in that stuff, there's more than one of all of us people.
There's more than one Holzman. Can you catch them all?
All over the place. That's true. Yo, guys, get your Holzman shirts. I believe they're still up, so get them.
They should still be up. I haven't got an email saying they took them down.
Yeah, so get a Holzman shirt. Fast. I have one.
You have several.
No, I have one shirt and a mug. I bought a mug as well. So definitely
get those. Like everyone in your family's buying them, right?
No, but I'm going to tell them. I haven't told them about it, but I'm going to actually show them and be like, it's our name, guys. Just buy them. It's fun.
Yeah, you should do that.
That would be cool. We'll definitely do that. But yeah, you know me, crocodile hunting. I love that shit.
Yeah. So what is your technique to just really just go and just gully belly on
the other timeline? Apparently, I'm friends with Steve Irwin.
Rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace. And he taught me everything he knows. Obviously, not with stingrays. Sorry, is that too soon? Anyway,
it's been a while.
But yeah, so I just kind of learned that technique, and I was able to do it.
Really?
It's crazy, man. They're magnificent animals.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very scary though, up close.
Yeah.
And
how many crocodiles have you taken?
You have to come at them at a certain angle.
Eric, how many crocodiles have you taken down?
Oh, just a couple.
Yeah.
I had to kind of bow out of the game for a little bit, but.
Do you eat crocodile? You eat crocodile meat? I've wanted to smoke a whole crocodile.
I've had alligator. We had alligator actually.
We did. What was it? That was the
pub, the Houndstooth pub, or something.
Yeah, we had garlic, alligator, something bites.
Yeah, they were good.
It was all right. It was okay. It was interesting. But yeah, so I had no idea. You were just wrestling them gators. Got down there, Air Holzman.
You have to do things in life and experience things, and that's why I do all this crazy stuff.
You're a master gator.
So I do all this stuff. I guess, yes, I would be a master gator.
No. Oh, jeez. Oh, that Holzman.
I think the best thing to do, I heard you talking in the intro about the contest, and I think the best thing to do for us to do would be to let it run through July, and then we'll pick in August.
Okay, you want to do it that way? That's fine. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's it. That's it.
That's a good idea.
So you have until August.
Let me check. Make it like the first.
August 1st. No more submissions after August 1st. How's that?
Yes, and we will.
Or how about we do the was it no more? Yeah, August 1st, and then we'll pick. What's the first weekend? Doodly 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 doo.
This the 5th, August 5th. That's the first weekend.
Okay, August 5th. We will announce the winner.
And what we might do is we might play some of it, some of the audition tape on the show, so that people can hear it.
Okay. All right. Sure.
So I think that could be fun.
We could do that. That's fun.
I think it'd be a fun thing to do, and then we will talk to that person who wins, and then talk about getting them on the show.
That's it. Holsey Monroe.
So there we go.
That's it, baby.
So, I mean, I was thinking maybe we could discuss a little baseball today, but I don't know if I want to do that. I had it on my mind, and I don't know. It's kind of it's just kind of sad. I know.
But there's still a
sad
tension there. They're in a playoff spot.
God, dude.
That's fine. I'm still watching it, and I love watching Moon struggle. But I like when they win. They won today. That was nice. They took a series from the Rangers. They played Oakland. They got to win. They got to sweep Oakland. That's it. You can't lose to Oakland, and you just keep going through. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I know
the A's. You got to sweep the A's. That's it. That's you cannot. This is not a trap series. Don't go in there. You got to sweep the A's. That's it. That's your mentality.
I mean, I know
you got to beat them. You're a better baseball team than the A's. Go in there and sweep them.
Yep. And like I said, I know that. I mean, they took 2 out of 3 from Texas, which was very nice.
Oh my God, he's going to score.
But I don't know, man. It's crazy just how bad the offense is right now. Really crazy.
Nah, there's no Judge, and that's a problem. That's always a problem. And then Rizzo isn't hitting. Yep. LeMahieu isn't hitting.
Stanton is garbage.
Yeah, it takes a while for him to get in sync. You know what's going to happen. He either gets in sync in Somerset or he gets in sync in the Bronx. And
that's true.
I'd much rather go watch him swing in the Bronx. It just takes a while. He's got to get his ABs, and that's it. That's it. He's got to get his at-bats.
It's true. Every time he comes back from injury, it does take him a while.
It takes a while. He's just got to get back. He's got to get his time back. He comes back from
injury a lot. So that's another thing about him. He's always hurt.
Yeah,
a lot of these guys. Bader's always hurt too, and he's good. But
Bader, he got a good big hit today.
I know he played today.
Yeah.
So
he's good when he plays. It's
been kind of rough for the Yankees. It's been even more rough for the Mets. I can't believe how bad they are.
I've kind of been enjoying it, to be honest with you.
Like I told you, they've never done anything of substance in my life except for beat the Red Sox in '86, and that was good for me. So it didn't matter.
Like the Cohen talk. It's funny.
But, yeah, I mean they are proving that money doesn't. Like Yankees fans had to hear that all the time. You buy your championships, and then the Mets spend the most money, and how's that working out for them? So I get that part of it. Yes, 100%.
So
it takes more than that. So,
Hasbulla.
Yes, something else that's losing, sadly, and been losing since last week is the Flash. Man, I could not have foreseen this.
Yeah, pretty historic drop here. I think it's a bigger drop than BVS had.
Yes.
It's kind of a bummer because I don't get it. I really like it. I'm sure there's a lot of people have a lot of hot takes. I don't think it really matters either way. I wasn't sure. I'm a lot more in tune now, I think, with how audiences react to things. Like this, I feel like this is kind of a good learning experience. Like I really was like, oh wow, okay, like. There is something we said, like the way how the MCU kind of changed the game here, where people don't care about something that's ending. It's like, yeah, all right, well, that's it. We're not going to watch this, which means, dude, Aquaman's going to make no money.
That's the truth.
Yeah. So they're just I feel like everyone's just kind of like, all right, well, let us know when you got that new Superman Legacy out there, and we'll check back in 2025. And that's kind of, to me, that just seems to be what has gone down this, I guess, these past 2 weeks. How long has the Flash been out for? 10 days, 2 weeks?
It's only, it came out the 16th, so it's been out for 9 days.
So yeah, it's been interesting to see unfold in person. as an adult, this way you can kind of analyze it. And then I noticed a lot of other people in all the podcasts have overanalyzed it. It seems like to the point where they're flipping and flipping their stories and unpinning their tweets. So that's interesting. I would have seen it this weekend. I was down the shore this weekend, or else I honestly would have gone and seen it. I mean,
Yeah.
here I got the sunburn to prove it, bro.
I see that.
Like,
Yes.
you can see it.
Yeah.
It's not a lie. I went on Luigi on the boardwalk.
Congratulations.
Check it out.
Very nice.
So it goes with my hat. Remember when we were down in Texas for the Batman?
That's true. Yes. Yeah.
So like I can confirm my allegiance to Luigi. He is my preferred Mario. But no, I would have gone and seen it this weekend again. To be honest with you, I still liked it. I can't stop thinking. I was telling Eric off air, like everyone's arguing about this, that, the other thing, and I'm like, I'm converting this Flash Batwing to a 2-seater. Like I just kind of, I'm like yelling into the void, and there's like no people like. Who's
lots of echoes?
Moron? Yeah, like who's this moron playing with toys? What does he want with our attention? Like, go away. I'm just, so I'm just kind of like that. So.
Oh, bad. No.
What do you want me to say? I was wrong. Like I thought Keaton's Batman was a bigger deal. I don't think. I think maybe nostalgia might have aged out a little bit for what they wanted to achieve, but at the same time, there's no way Bale would have done it. Like I just know that. I know that there's like Kevin Smith is saying one thing about Bale, and I don't think Bale could have saved this movie.
No, I mean, I do think having him in it would have been more appropriate based on the movie-going audience that we have now. I mean,
it's probably the right aged-out Batman.
Yeah, I do think that was a bigger, like, we obviously, fans of Batman, fans who were alive when that movie came out in 89. It was my childhood. I was 13 years old. So for me, going to seeing Michael Keaton again was awesome. And it's something that it's nostalgic for me, but
it's kind of just interesting because, like, I feel like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man might have just made the cut.
Yeah,
like a decade.
Yeah,
like if No Way Home doesn't get made within that like 10-year period, then people aren't that excited for the Tobey and like the lineup of that, like because it's easy to compare the two movies and what they do because it's like, or are people just tired of these timeline movies? That's another thing.
I mean, that was a big issue. I think a lot of people.
Spider-Verse comes out like 2 weeks before it.
Yep. No, I do. I mean,
you gotta pick one. I mean,
exactly.
I told you I didn't see Guardians of the Galaxy because I was like, I've got to see Spider-Verse. I've got to see The Flash multiple times. I know that, and I've got to see Transformers. Like, and I don't really care about Guardians, to be honest. Like, I know it's a sin, but I just don't care. I don't care. I didn't like the second movie, and like I'm just not interested. Comic books aren't special. Comic book movies aren't special anymore. They're the standard. So it's like I'm gonna if I can't make a Marvel movie because they print out so much stuff, so be it.
No, I think all the things you're saying are valid.
It's not like Captain America's out. Like I'm not gonna miss Captain America. Sorry, I'm not gonna do that. But like, Guardians. I could wait for Disney Plus, to be brutally honest. And I still haven't seen Ant-Man yet.
Yeah. No, again, I think that's perfectly valid. I don't think there's I can't argue with anything you're saying regarding exactly why no one's seen The Flash. There's a myriad of factors. There's a myriad of reasons why people aren't seeing that movie.
I think Ezra's a big part of it.
I do think he's a big part of it, not for the reasons people are saying, but I do think.
No, I agree with you. I think it goes. I think we're talking. I think it's like Bud Light level. I think it's like a Bud Light level type of backlash that people are having. You've seen it with other companies. Target's another one, and I think they've targeted Ezra in that aspect.
Yeah,
I do. And you have his incidents overseas and everything, and all those other things, and then everything that's been written. But he's been, they've been under good behavior. So.
Yeah, but I do think that. For the reasons you stated, that he is a lightning rod, or they are a lightning rod, and they just bring out they bring a certain reaction from people, and they just don't want to see him, even if he's not playing a character who is that he's playing Barry Allen, but it doesn't matter. So it's tough because I think all of us were excited for this. I think especially fans of Batman and people who wanted a Flash film. I think everyone was excited for this movie, and yeah, it's just another sign of it not this universe not working for people. And there's no connect, like it doesn't matter that there's connective tissue to characters that people don't like. So it
I
just
think that's a problem. Is just we're going back to things people don't enjoy. Like, would it have been easier to say we go back to like the end of Aquaman and they're fighting amongst Atlanteans instead of Kryptonians? Like, is that kind of a twist you want to add to the movie? Would that make then you have Momoa in it as well instead of Zod, right? I don't know, something like that. But then it changes. That changes the whole movie then, because it's like then I'm rewriting the movie and I don't want to do that because it
no. I
changes
mean,
aspects of Superman and Batman and stuff. And I honestly like I can't get the movie out of my head. I really enjoyed it, and there's not much I would change outside of like how I think Iris was a waste, and I don't really like Barry's interactions with Patty and Albert. So like at the his friends, like I just like this is weird. I can't tell if they're really his friends or they're making fun of him. Like what's going on here? It was just awkward. But like I don't know, like all the Flash stuff was really great. And that's 90% of the movie. He's under the cowl doing flashlight things. So I don't know. It bums me out. I don't know what to tell you because I really like the movie. I really enjoy the movie, and it's tanking, it's bombing. No one seems to like it. It's an awkward. I've never seen anything like it. Like it was weird. Like it almost feels like BVS to me to an extent because it's like I really like this, but getting bad reviews. No one seems to like it. Blah blah blah. It's very negative, and it's just weird. Like I don't know. Like I was like I saw BVS 7 times in theaters.
well, the critics like this more than they like BBS.
Yeah, but it's still not good
So,
enough.
no, I'm just saying, like it doesn't have that double like stigma. I mean,
A 67% isn't good.
BVS technically, I mean, it
BVS is
made
like 25, but
and
I get it.
it made over $800 million. Like
Yeah,
it made
like
money.
Flash isn't making any money.
No,
Flash is like what I think it was. I forget the kid
it's
does the
two.
box
It's
office stuff.
two
It's
ten.
like a $200 million loss.
It's 200. It's only made 210 million worldwide so far, and
Yeah.
that's not good. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, there's so many. We could do a show just based on what's wrong with it, and it would take up an hour and a half. I think. Like we could literally discuss and break it down if we really wanted to.
I don't think there's anything really wrong with the movie, but it seems like there's a lot of things that are surrounding the movie.
Yeah, like you said, all the reasons you said. There's a little bit of fatigue. I think the Ezra Miller stuff, the fact that this is everyone in the know knows that this universe is ending.
And
So
it didn't
what's the
really end
point?
anything. Let's be honest. Like it didn't like wrap a bow on anything.
Well, it couldn't because there's Aquaman to come, so
I
that's the last
understand.
film.
Aquaman, like, what does Aquaman wrap this thing up? Like, if I feel like the end of the Flash, honestly, should like have set us up, like, should just been like the set us up for like Superman Legacy. Like, it should have been like one ends and one just begins. Like, I don't know.
Well,
Like,
but apparently Blue Beetle is part of the new universe.
I know, which is crazy.
So I don't know, man. You're right. It is crazy, and I can't explain it. I'm glad that there's going to be at least a year in between these things. We're not getting Superman Legacy until 2025, so I'm glad that. And who knows, that might get pushed back. So,
I wouldn't mind. Maybe
yeah.
the writer strike's a good thing.
Yep. So maybe we won't get it till 2026, and it'll give people time to disassociate themselves from this and want to see these characters again. I do think, and I'm crossing my fingers because I do think people want a solo Superman movie again. So I do think that that's a positive that we're getting this film. I just don't know how soon, if it's going to be too soon from this one. So I don't know. But
who
it's
I can't figure out. I can't figure out fans. I don't know.
It is, I mean, it's nuts. It's crazy to think about. I mean, we could talk, and we've talked in the past about why the decisions that the old regime made didn't work, rushing to the Justice League movie, not setting up the characters. Like we've talked about all this stuff ad nauseum in the past, and I thought when Hamada took over, I thought they were kind of doing well, kind of smoothing that out and figuring out a way to push things.
Well, he
through.
actually did have a plan. If you didn't know,
He did have a plan. Yes, he did. I mean,
he didn't want to share it, but it's
Keaton
fine.
was part of his plan. Like that was
Yeah.
part of the plan. So
Yeah,
we got some of it. It's just a shame. Like we could continue to talk in circles.
Batgirl was the should have been our first like big one. It's bigger than Batgirl getting canceled.
Yeah,
Batgirl
we saw.
Because it's the domino effect. But Batgirl got canceled, but the entire universe got scrapped. That was just the first thing that happened.
Right, and it's looking like more and more now like that was the reason why. More than anything else, that was the reason why. Because we've seen pictures released of Batman from Batgirl.
Yeah, there's been a few leaks.
It seems like he had a very, very, very big role in that movie. And so if that's what they were setting up, there's no way, once they rebooted, there was no way they could have had that movie would have been just made more.
Here's the thing though, like we also don't know, like it still could be really bad, and whatever comes next could be the greatest thing we've ever seen. So
you're right. Sometimes from the phoenix, sometimes from the ashes, a phoenix will rise. Right? That's what they say. From the ashes.
Biblical Osman.
So maybe Superman Legacy will be a massive hit. I'm hoping and praying that it is, and people will get excited about DC on film again because that's what you need. I'm still hoping Blue Beetle does good, not great, not well. I'm just hoping that it does well enough.
Dude, I don't know what that movie's gonna do.
I don't know.
I've been wrong about every DC movie that's been released. I've been wrong in each one. I thought each one was going to be good. I was like, oh man, Black Adam's got The Rock. Obviously, that's going to be a hit. Like, there's no way people don't turn out for that. That's going to be great. Shazam 2, people critically acclaimed. Didn't it was cheap, blah blah blah, and that didn't do it. And now this, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more. It's the brand. The brand is just tarnished. If it's not Batman,
even things that are loosely connected, like Shazam. Wow.
Yep. I mean, Batman is Teflon, right? Like he clearly can.
I guess I don't know. Batman was in the Flash.
No, but again, we talked about this. It wasn't his movie. This was
I know, but it was Batman in the Flash.
Yeah. So
he had a big role in it.
But it wasn't.
I know it's not a real Batman movie. I get it, but still,
if it was called Batman Flashpoint, I bet it does so much better.
You think it was called Batman and the Flash?
Yeah, or something like that. I bet it does. Like, I don't know if it would do like great numbers, but it would have been better than what it's done. I have no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind.
Interesting.
Yep. I mean, and I know the marketing had that clever marketing where they phased all the symbols through, and you had the Flash and both bat symbols and Supergirl and all that, and yay, it was nice and all, but it still said the Flash at the end, and that's what people will see. So, man, it sucks.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
Nothing
I don't
else
know. All I can do is wait for the Steelbook.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well,
I can watch it whenever I want.
Well, I'm sorry if you people didn't like it, but your next Batman will be directed in the DCU will be directed by the same guy who directed the Flash. Andy Muschietti has been hired to direct The Brave and the Bold. So,
I don't know, man.
Sorry,
like, here's the thing. Like, I like the Flash, but like, do they give this to him because it's like, hey, thanks for putting up with our bullshit, but at least making a decent Flash movie. And we're sorry no one turned out for it. Like, here's a mulligan, or like, I don't know. Like, is this really going to happen? Is this going to be like the the John Watts Fantastic Four?
I think when James Gunn publicly said that this movie is one of the greatest comic book movies ever, and the guy who's directing it's available, yeah, you might have to, you might, just to back that up, give him this film. And again, we like the movie, so we're good. We're good with this. We're good with him.
Yeah, if it actually happens, yes.
Yeah, right. Like Pete and I are down for this. So
this Batman stuff was great, regardless of who was Batman.
It's true. It was very good. I mean, I love all the Keaton. I want to say the acrobatic Keaton stuff that we got in this movie. I loved all of it.
Yeah,
I thought it was fantastic. I've never seen back in the 80s, no matter what you feel about the movie, they weren't doing that at that time period. That wasn't going to happen. So in 89 and in Batman Returns, we weren't going to see that kind of stuff. So I think it was cool to see that Batman doing this stuff. But yeah, I mean, he's right now, guys. He's the director for Brave and the Bold. So get ready.
All right. Okay, here we go.
That's it. Nothing we could do.
Bring it on, baby.
Unless we hear other news. So there was a bunch of cameos in the Flash, in the colliding world scene when the timelines were getting messed up. One of the popular ones that people saw, was Jay Garrick, and the thing was that actually Teddy Sears in the Flash, and apparently it was not, folks.
No, it had me guessing for like 4 days. I was looking online trying to figure it out. For a while, everyone thought it was Teddy Sears, but he confirmed it wasn't.
Yes.
The guy looks just like him, I think. And I was
He
like, that's
does.
got to be him. I was like, it looks just like the suit and everything. So I was like, did they just take? I was like, how funny would it be if Teddy Sears made the Flash movie and Grant Gustin didn't?
I know. And when they asked him about it, his explanation was funny. He says he's sleep deprived with a newborn at home. So he's like, maybe my memory's a little foggy, but I'm pretty sure I would have remembered shooting a major DC Studios film. So that was not him, and yes, he did play, obviously, on the TV show. But you're right, that would have been weird if he was in it and Grant Gustin wasn't. Which I still think, you know what? Talking about what might have boosted people to go see that might have gotten people to go see it. You think I'm crazy, but it might have.
I don't think you're crazy. I think there's something to it. Yeah. 9 seasons, Grant Gustin has a fan base. Don't get twisted.
Yes, he does. He totally
9
does.
Seasons.
Yes.
9 seasons.
People wanted him to replace Miller if they were going to replace him. Remember?
Yeah. Remember they wanted him to be the DCEU Flash.
Yes, they did in the beginning. Yes, they wanted that. So he does have fans, and he definitely would have been a draw. I wonder if they tried and they just couldn't make it work. I don't know.
Maybe.
But
I don't know.
The other one, which was probably the biggest for me and for people who know Superman Lives, obviously, was the Nick Cage scene we saw. That's still such an awesome moment in the movie.
I'm so very thankful they put that in the movie.
Yes, I enjoyed it.
Wow, man, I'm so happy I got to see that. Kevin Smith's reaction was like, "Oh, it would have worked. It was a genius idea," and I was like sitting there, like, maybe. I was like, I'm just happy I got to finally see it.
Yeah, Kevin Smith, he said it was awesome getting to see him on screen. What else did he say? That was mind melting.
I would like to see Kevin Smith write it as a comic book.
That might work.
That'd be fun. That'd be cool if they could do that. Like, I don't think we'll ever get it like an animated movie or anything like that. But man, to get Superman Lives as a comic,
I love his He-Man. Animated stuff. So if they ever did let him do it, I would definitely be down.
I think it'd be fun.
I think it'd be fun. But
he's done some Batman, some Green Arrow stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yes, he directed some CW episodes too.
Yeah.
Of both the Flash and Arrow, I believe. So yeah, he's done plenty of stuff with DC, and it would be good to see. You're right, whether it's a comic book or they go some other direction.
Oh man, it was so. I really did. I was like, they're not gonna. That's not him.
I know.
Like the first time, I was like, it's not him. I was like, it is. Oh my god! I just thought it was some random long-haired Superman, but no, there it was, Nick Cage.
I kind of knew it was when I saw the long hair, and I'm like, well, let me wait and see. I'm like, they didn't. I remember saying it out loud in the theater. They didn't do this, and then I see him like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
it was awesome. It was such an awesome.
It was great. Yes, it was.
So, man, so that was another. That's awesome. And Kevin Smith, hey, they made him add the spider, and then the spider actually got put into a real movie.
Like somewhere, John Peters is out there laughing. He's like smoking a joint, really happy. Oh man, my hero, John Peters.
Crazy stuff. So, even though Pete doesn't think she's in the movie that often, I thought Sasha Calle was excellent in her scenes.
She's good for what she did, but I mean, I don't know. I'm happy you didn't hype her up like some people did.
I mean, you're right. She doesn't have a lot of speaking parts. So it's kind of.
She's got as many lines as Cavill in BVS, right?
Yeah, she might. It might be comparable. Crazy. But yeah, so one of the things that they told her though was to not read any source material, and I thought that was strange.
I thought it was interesting that she was a big fan of the CW. Like she
Yeah,
would, even when she was early on cast on, she would do Instagram stuff with Melissa Benoist. You know, she's like, "I'm watching you, Supergirl type thing." They did stuff like that, and she watched the Flash too. So she's actually kind of a big fan. So
yes. There's a whole. She did a whole interview with Slash Film, and she talks about her favorite cameo was Wonder Woman, how big a big fan of Gal Gadot she is, and uh, all that. So seeing her in a cameo in the movie was cool for her. Uh, yeah, she said she was told not to read any source material. They didn't want her to do any research. Uh, but she wants to now, she says. She wants to actually start reading.
I'm sure she does. She wants that job. She wants that. She wants that tempo movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
We
don't
are
blame her.
getting, yes, I mean, we're getting Woman of Tomorrow. Well, right now it's slated to happen. And I would be perfectly fine if she returns in the role. I don't know how they would do that, but
She'd be fine. I don't know. I think they're going to recast though.
yeah, probably.
Here's
But
the thing here, because like I'm probably going to take this out of the rundown order of the rundown for you. It seems to me that everything that Gunn's doing, everything's getting canceled, right? Not canceled, but it seems like this is the end of everything, right? Peacemaker 2 is coming after Superman Legacy.
yes,
Peacemaker is heavily involved in the Snyderverse.
he is.
He's in a movie with basically like G1 Snyder era characters. I mean, I know it's David Ayer's movie, but it's like that's the beginning of the universe. Like Amanda Waller, Harley Quinn, yada yada yada. All the, like.
Yeah, no, those characters. I mean, that's what I said.
How does he reboot everything? Everything,
He's not going to. Clearly,
it's interesting. I want to see where Peacemaker falls in this, man, because I know what is the date for Peacemaker? Did he?
Well, if Legacy is 2025,
what did he say? Did he give? I don't know if he gave a date now.
I don't think he did. But if Legacy is 2025, yeah, it'll be after that.
So we're probably looking at 27.
Yeah, 26 or 27. Or
I'm wondering how Peacemaker falls into this. He probably just falls in like some stupid black hole and ends up in the other universe, to be brutally honest. Like he's almost like that dumb, isn't he?
I don't know, man. But yeah, like you said, Peacemaker is part of that universe. So is that universe Amanda Waller? She's going to be in it. We know that she's been
with characters who were in a post-credit scene.
Yes.
For Shazam.
Yes. Yes, you're 100% correct.
It's crazy. Like so Shazam's not totally canceled. If Harcourt's out running around recruiting other members of the JSA for a team that was in black.
You're right. And what's it called?
Right, like what? With the Superman.
Yes.
Who is, like it's weird. It all comes back to Henry Cavill Superman.
Well, that's the thing. Like that's why the multiverse angle in people's heads, this can work, because you can say, yeah, it's a different timeline. That's it.
Yes. Whatever.
Throw that out there.
I just want to see the movie, but it's not as clean as they want to make it out to be. I feel like, if Peacemaker's still around, it's definitely not clean. It's not a clean sweep.
That's true. Another one that might still be around, even though she said she wanted to do other things, was Gal Gadot. Mm-hmm. One day we read a story and she says she's starting to develop new stories and she's into doing different things and she wants to start doing different projects and working on her own projects and all this other stuff. Then she comes back and says there's stuff going on behind the scenes. No one knows. Things are working on behind the scenes, and when it's time for you to know, you'll know. So
I love that. It's the best picture.
I have no idea what's going on there. I love her as Wonder Woman. If she stays, great. If they recast, great too. Some people, John Regan in the BOF group, started posting pictures of Melissa Barrera as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she looked good.
Mock-ups. I think that would be a great choice. I love her in Scream. Pete, I know you do too. So, I mean, she would be good if they go that direction. Whatever they do. But I think when Gunn took over, he said, we're going to keep some of the things that work and get rid of some of the things that didn't. Wonder Woman worked for the most part, so if they keep her, fantastic, right?
I guess, but then we got to see what happens with Aquaman.
That's true. That's true
Aquaman. This
So,
poor movie. No one's gonna go see this movie.
well, hey, the first one made $1 billion worldwide, right?
Yeah, but it was all overseas.
So who cares? That money doesn't count.
It does count, but it's like not enough people here care about the movie to watch it. You know, like I don't know.
I don't care where you make $1 billion, and neither does Warner Brothers. If it makes $1 billion again, it could make $20 here and all the rest overseas, and they'd be happy with it. They're
Fair
not
enough.
going to care. So we'll see what happens. You know, that we heard such great things for The Flash, and it bombed. And,
Yeah,
and then we heard that Aquaman 2 had issues, so maybe that'll be a hit.
maybe Aquaman will be like maybe we'll make a $3 billion movie. Can you imagine? Like the DCEU ends on this gigantic movie that everyone loves and is obsessed with. It'd be
The way this universe is gone, that wouldn't shock me one bit. That would not shock me one bit.
Oh god.
It's just crazy.
Straight Atlantis.
All right, so we got let's step back from DC for a bit because we got a trailer for Kraven the Hunter.
Oh god. Oh.
That was my response exactly.
What was this? What did they do to Rhino? Like I was like, what is this? This is gonna make Morbius look like the Dark Knight. I am gonna fall in love with Absolute Carnage after seeing this movie. This is gonna be the worst one yet. This is.
Well, one thing I wish they would just stop doing is making them anti-heroes. Like these guys are bad guys. Can we you could stick to that and it could work. You don't have to make them all likable in certain formats, and that's what we're doing. Venom, see this was the problem with Venom, the first one being a hit, because it made them think we could do this now, and they did it with Morbius. They're doing it with Kraven.
Exactly, anti-heroes because they want to take on Spider-Man, and that includes the Vulture.
Yeah. So
I'm still down for Keaton's resurgence. I know that the Flash is like bombing, but like I still love No Way Home. I still love everything. I'm excited for Michael Keaton's return in movies and Beetlejuice 2. Like I'm pumped for that. So like I'm ready for the Vulture to return in a horrible Spider-Man anti-hero villain movie. Yeah, of course.
A Sinister Six. Sinister Six.
Yeah, like Nick Cage be Doc Ock. I don't care.
I mean, I thought I'm not. I'm just gonna say this: the Morbius trailers were better than the Kraven trailer was.
Like I felt something. I was like, "Oh man, Quicksilver, you died. A good death is its own reward, right?"
And I think he's a very underrated actor. I think Aaron Taylor Johnson is a pretty good actor.
He is. This movie's gonna be so bad though.
I don't know if. Again, it's just one trailer, so I will give it time, and I'm hoping for the best.
They never get better. They always edit the movie. There's always reshoots for these Sony Spider-Man movies. They always get worse after the first trailer.
Yeah, I'm not hopeful. I'll say that. I'm not hopeful, but...
Oh, dude, no way. Definitely not hopeful.
I'm hoping. I'm not hopeful, but I'm hoping.
And there's no accent either.
Yep, there's no accent.
I want to know. I want to know how they connected to Spider-Man again. That's all I'm here for. I'm there. I literally am just gonna walk in the end of a screening. Like I'll go see another movie. I'll always sit 2 hours, enjoy. I'll go watch The Flash and enjoy that, and then I'll just go see the.
I think the thing about a lot of these movies that I think a lot the studio sometimes gets wrong is the characters like this that are not as well known. You can really do whatever you want with them, right? Like you can be creative and try things and try and draw people in. But this, I feel like they try too hard sometimes with some of these titles, and this is what this looks like.
They make no sense without Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, obviously. But again, if you don't know that, you can make a Kraven the Hunter movie, just Kraven the Hunter, and no one without the Spider-Man connection.
I guess.
You do
I
that.
mean, they did.
But well, no, I have a feeling there's going to be an end credits in this movie that ties it to Spider-Man.
There is. I just wonder, is the Vulture going to be in it? Who else is going to be in it? Is Morbius going to be in this? Imagine if Leto comes back for a post-credit scene. That'd be great.
Hey, who knows how many film contract he signed? I have no idea. Right? You don't know. So, but in other, since we're talking about Spider-Man and other bad Spider-Man news, see what I did there. The Bad Bunny spinoff El Muerto has been removed from the calendar. Now,
gee.
it was slated to start in January. It was slated to to be released January of next year, and since we've heard nothing on it, that was never going to happen. So that's number one. But yeah, I pretty much don't think.
I had no idea what this movie was about. I don't know who this character is, so like whatever. But like, I was like, writer strike got it.
Yeah,
this is a big deal. This writer strike's still going on, huh?
Yep, the writer's strike got this one. I mean, the whole thing just sounded like it was didn't have the best group of people. Like, it wasn't Alfonso Cuarón directing it. It was his son. And again, I don't know anything his son has done. Yeah, I don't know. So,
like, can we get an update on Madam Web? How about that?
We haven't had one in a while, and
it's been a long time.
That's still slated to come out on February 16th of next year. So that hasn't changed. We haven't heard anything about that. Obviously,
there's got to be like, wow. I wonder if we'll get Comic-Con. We'll probably get a Comic-Con, right? Comic-Con trailer for Madam Web.
Funny you brought that up, because nobody's going to Comic-Con.
Really, Eric?
Literally, nobody's going to Comic-Con. Marvel, DC. Hold on. I gotta get the rest of the list. I had it in front of my face. Who else is not going to Comic-Con? I have to pull it up.
What about Holzman National Television?
Yes.
So they're going to be there for your Holzman documentary?
We're going to go, because we have all the... we have everyone.
Yeah, now you're going to have the Holzman towels for the beach towels. You can give that. People use it all over San Diego. Holzman just everywhere.
Yes, crazy.
What are you looking up? Who's not going to
Marvel, Netflix, Sony, HBO, Universal. None of them will be at San Diego Comic-Con.
So it's really about comics again. That's great. Actually.
Yes, this year
this is the year to go to Comic-Con.
Yes, if you are into comics and a heavy reader like Pete, if you want to go this year, I'm sure you could get get tickets now. No Star Trek, nothing. Like, nobody's
really
gonna be there.
Wow.
And again, it's because of the writer's strike, and then apparently there might be a SAG-AFTRA strike coming as well.
Ooh.
Yes.
Double.
So we have both of those hitting, and Disney will be there, but they're not planning any panels for any of their shows, so nothing from Lucasfilm, nothing from Marvel, like I just said. So you're not going to have a showcase for the Marvels, nothing for Loki, nothing for Ahsoka. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's good. Let's kind of recharge a little bit. Like, we were talking about fatigue earlier. Like, maybe it is. Ever since I feel like Disney Plus, there's really been a lot of maybe that was like the point where it's like, oh man, this is way too much. So maybe even like Comic-Con announcements, people are getting hyped for stupid movies that aren't going to even get made. Right? Like, maybe we all just need a break.
We know about that one.
Yeah. So maybe we all just need a break and, let's take a year off. It's like when a manager gets fired, he takes a year off before he does TV and then he comes back, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Or head coach or something like that.
However, I was wrong. DC might be there. They haven't said yes or no yet, because now they might need the boost for Blue Beetle and they might need the boost for Aquaman. So
no, they better get their asses over there.
They haven't ruled out going, but it's not exactly. They might or might not. It's not.
They should. You know what? They should, because they need it. They absolutely need it.
I agree. They probably should. If they can be the only show there, You might want to take the opportunity.
But then, like, what does it mean? Like, here's the thing: it's like all those people are probably going to be the ones who bought tickets anyway. You know,
That's
who's
true.
at Comic-Con but comic book nerds and fans?
It's
It's like
true.
they're not GA.
It's true. You're right. It's true.
So what's it matter?
It's true. Well, the only thing I can say is that those people who are the nerds will go back and tell the non-nerds, and then word of mouth might.
I don't know. It didn't work for Flash. Like, I don't
Dude,
know what to tell you.
I know it keeps coming back to that, but I keep thinking about everything attached to that film, and there was so much.
It's just so interesting that BVS really has had this long-term effect. It's crazy.
I know. And let's not even talk about the Snyder fans who refused to go see this movie to begin with. I don't want to talk about them. That's just...
I don't really follow them. I've kind of given up my Zaddy. I've given up my Zaddy card a little bit.
I don't follow them, but everyone knows that they were like, "Oh, don't go see the movie, and we're not going to watch it."
They're like that with every movie, though. They're like that with every DC movie.
So
they were boycotting this and that long before the Flash, so I'm not worried about them.
Right.
Success.
So let's stick with Marvel for a little bit. Secret Invasion started last week. I don't know if you watched it.
I haven't been able to get it in, but I do want to. But the credits are very popular.
Yes, I did watch it. It's really cool seeing Sam Jackson have his own, his own vehicle within the MCU. Obviously, he's always been attached to things, except maybe Captain Marvel. But everything else, he's kind of attached to things. But this is his. Mendelsohn too. This is his vehicle as well. What's her name? I'm forgetting her name. I don't know why.
I'm going to probably watch it after we record here.
Emilia Clarke is her vehicle as well. Kingsley Ben-Adir. Those four are pretty much the names that you want.
Did the credits bother you? Like, the opening sequence bother you? Like it bothered some people?
It didn't. I wouldn't even have known had they not leaked that. I would have had no idea. It didn't bother me. I don't watch shows for their opening credits art. I mean, maybe that's bad for me or bad on me, but I don't.
You're not getting the full experience, Eric. What's wrong with you?
I watch it for the actual show.
Unless
it has a killer theme. I like themes. So if
like The Sopranos.
Right, like The Sopranos, Game of Thrones, those have theme songs that just stick in your head. Batwoman. Because when you think Sopranos and Game of Thrones, you immediately think Batwoman. What?
Batwoman season 3 specifically.
The Flash, I like the theme to the show. The Flash, that was a good theme. So those things I like and I remember, but actual art and stuff, I don't care. It just go right into the show, and I'd be fine.
When I heard people complaining about this, it's like you guys have reached an all-time low. Like now you're really searching for things to complain about.
Yes, and I do. Don't get me wrong. I support artists, so I think, I know AI might be taking things away from people or taking opportunities away, and I do.
Eric Holzman fights for the people. He's a man for the people, of the people, but he needs you, the people, to go out and vote for him. Holzman, 2024.
Oh Jesus! We're starting a campaign. I don't need a campaign.
That's it. This ad is brought to you by Holzman.org.
Well, I wanted to talk bring another point up about Secret Invasion, because again, the director told everyone not to read the comics,
which is great because I think the comic book stinks. I don't like it. I actually read it for the first time a few months ago, and I was like, "This I do not enjoy." Yes. I didn't like this at all. I was like, I thought this was like a huge deal when we were, oh God, when it came out. I forget what it was. I think I was in college, but I was like, I thought this was a huge deal. I think it sucks. So now I'm interested to see what they changed.
Yes,
how much.
This is specifically about the relationship between Nick Fury and Talos that was started in your favorite movie, Captain Marvel. This is
not mine, yours. You're the biggest Captain Marvel fan. Yeah, no one knows that.
So,
Captain Holzman.
Well, yeah, the first episode was fantastic. Or the first two, sorry, they were fantastic.
Oh, they dropped the first two?
Yes.
Nice.
So they were very, very good. again, this is more Pete. I know your stylings and what you like. This is more up your alley than some
Yeah,
of
I'm
the
looking forward
Marvel
to it.
stuff.
I
So,
just caught up on Gotham Knights last night, which was
oh
Stephanie
Jesus,
Stephanie Brown.
I
My heart
can't.
did that thing.
I honestly can't wait to do that show. I cannot wait until it's
It's
over and we can
it's
finish it.
absolutely. I can't wait to talk about it with you and Steve. And I started
Oh,
catching up on Lois and Clark as well. Lois and Clark,
I'm so
Superman and
behind.
Lois, Superman and Lois.
Well, same
So
thing.
yeah, so Secret Invasion's on deck. But yeah, no, I'm definitely doing that.
Yeah, I have to catch up on Superman and Lois.
But are you all caught up on Gotham Knights?
Yes, I am.
I it's amazing, isn't it?
I. It's
Come
amazingly awful. Yes,
Aren't
amazingly
are you
awful.
having like aren't you having fun tuning like this week? What are they going to do on Gotham Knights this week?
Dude, the only thing that bothers me is the same things that bothered you. Some of the things that bothered you about Gotham. The thing that bothers me is that it's like another Court of Owls attempt that just is terrible.
Oh, this is so much better than what Gotham did.
It is a little, but not so
Oh,
much.
it's
But
so
let's
much
not.
better. Oh, this
Let's
show's
not.
so much better than Gotham, and the fact it's only one season and it can't get worse. So much better than Gotham.
Well, yeah, maybe that part. Yes, maybe that part. You're
Oh,
correct.
I'm having so everything I love sucks. The Flash sucks. The Yankees suck. Gotham Knights suck. The DCU outlook sucks. Everything sucks, but I'm having so much fun
You don't.
watching it all.
You don't love Gotham Knights,
I do. It brings me so much.
do
Gotham Knights
you?
brings me so much joy. It really is. I bullshit with you about it. I can bullshit with Steve about it, all the way in Texas. I people online. I control people online. Gotham Knights brings me so much joy. It's insane. I can talk to Haas about it. I can tell him how I trolled people online about Gotham. It's insane. It really does. And none of it has to do with show. I guess it has to do because how bad the show is. But I love what they're doing. Harvey Dent, the Court of Owls. It's crazy.
That's the one thing I do like. I do like how they're portraying Harvey Dent. I do like that.
And I'll say this: everything they did about the 13th floor, I really enjoyed that.
That was good. Yes. Like I said,
Yeah,
I texted you guys this the other day. I think the ideas are very good in a lot of this stuff. It's not executed that well. But I think the ideas behind what they're trying to do could work in the hands of better people. Like I think,
sure.
yeah, I think that could happen. Since you brought it up, we could talk about Gotham Knights a little bit.
I've been having so much fun with that.
Misha Collins, the actor who plays Harvey Dent, was of course disappointed about the show being canceled. It's not being picked up for season 2. So he said he was really upset, and he's upset that it won't be able to find a new home because he really thought they were starting to show a really cool arc, the villain arc with Harvey, and now they won't get that opportunity. But of course, he's proud of the story and all of that. So
I don't know. It's definitely interesting. It's way better. Like, remember, Gotham Harvey was like barely in it. He was in it for like what, a cameo? That's what a cameo is. He popped in and out.
yes,
I don't know. Like, it, I want to see more of this Two Face. Believe it or not.
I do too. I like the idea where they're going with it. I like how they decided to portray him, um, giving him the dual personalities. I think that was fantastic. I think that all of that, the decisions for that and the creative's decisions to do that was great. It's something we hadn't seen, so it was awesome. But we're not going to get any more, unfortunately. So we're not.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah. Maybe we'll see it in the multiverse of some movie.
Maybe.
Misha Collins.
Maybe. I mean,
This
I
show
think
could have been so much worse.
it could have been. And I think acting quality wise, he was probably the best of all of them. I'm trying to think
Everyone really liked Joker's daughter in the
on the show.
beginning.
Yeah, she's good too. She is. Dwell is good. It got to be fun. It's got to be a fun role to play though. Just play someone. I'm pretty sure the girl is not like that in real life. So to play someone totally opposite of who you are is probably so much fun. And the
Yeah.
show, I mean, the show does it's representation all over the place, right? Like you have all different
Yeah.
kinds of people in this show. So it was good for that too, to have people from different walks of life and all kinds of people to be on the show to, have someone to look at, especially kids who are going through that, young people who are going through that. It might be good to see that and say, hey, you can be successful too. I think that was very, very cool. But it just wasn't good. I mean, it just really wasn't good. I'm sorry. Guilty pleasure is the way I would describe it. Because I honestly have looked forward to seeing each week.
See,
I'm not gonna
it's
lie.
contagious.
Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure for sure. I'm not gonna lie, but it's not good at all. So
Eric said he looks forward to Gotham Knights every week.
I do.
You heard it here.
I do. It's something I can completely watch, not care what happens in it. I have no attachment to any of these characters, really. It's just mindless fun for me to look at and say, well, that was dumb, or that was clever, or, I just kind of give it check marks and things I wanted to see. It's crazy.
Do you think it's a missed opportunity to not have it attached to the rest of the CW universe?
I mean, if if this show had come out when things were in full swing, I think it would have been. But knowing what we knew about it, where this was going, I don't think it is.
I think I would have taken this over Batwoman.
Really?
Yeah.
You love Batwoman.
I do love Batwoman.
Okay.
But I just think, like, overall, the 3 seasons of just, you have the Ruby Rose stuff, then you have the Leslie stuff, and I don't know, the ups and downs. Like, I would have much rather had, like, I don't know, 3 seasons of Gotham Knights, which seems to be a little bit more consistent.
Okay.
That's
fair.
Unless you're going to give me, because, like, I really like what they did with Kate Kane. The Ryan Wilder stuff was cool too, but it's just like, I wanted to see, like, Kate Kane Batwoman. That's what they sold you on to begin with, and then she quits for whatever reason, or she gets fired. I don't really care whatever happened, but it's like, damn, So that's all.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's fair. Well, one thing that didn't get canceled is Harley Quinn season 4, and we have a release date.
Boom!
Yes, it will be coming July 27th, so it's next month.
I'm pumped. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Apparently, it is Batgirl heavy this season.
Yes.
She's like a big part of it.
Yes, because as we know, Bruce was arrested for tax evasion last season.
It's supposed to be like a generational thing. Like, she's a millennial and she's a Gen Z or whatever it is.
Right.
So they're supposed to have like conflicting. They're going to have a lot of conflict because of their generational gap. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I can't wait to see this.
That's fantastic. I have to say, this show is one of the best things that they have going right now. So
it's a gem.
Everyone should be watching it. It's a really good show. It's not for kids. It
survived a lot. So, remember DC Universe, HBO Max, blah blah blah. Reboot this, shared that. Like, it's kind of just lived on its own in this animated world.
Yep, and again, it's not for kids, so just putting that out there. It is animated, but if you haven't watched it, definitely not for children. But it's fantastic, guys. You have to watch it. I don't want to say too much. I mean, I just gave kind of a spoiler what happens to Batman, so I don't want to say too much more. But
no, that was last season, though.
Yeah, I know, but if you haven't watched it at all, that's a spoiler. So,
what are you gonna do?
Yes.
What are you gonna do, Holzman? What are you gonna do?
So, also speaking of Batman, Jensen Ackles, who has voiced Batman in animation, was talking and said he would love to play the role in live action. Now, I've heard people bring him up before. I think he'd be a fine choice. I don't know if he may be too old now, but he says that he would want to play him, but Pedro Pascal would probably get the role first, which was funny. If you know him as well, he was on Supernatural. He used to be on that another CW show. Supernatural. He used to be on that. But yeah, he says right now nobody's talking about anything. There's a strike going on in the entertainment industry, and until that gets solved, nobody is having conversations about anything. Would I entertain the idea of playing my favorite superhero of all time? Nah, I'm good. It seems like a lot of work. You got to put in a batsuit and be a superhero. I would love it. Sign me up. He was obviously joking, so yeah.
No, hard pass. I didn't like her in Long Halloween. Lauer's gonna kill me. I don't like his Batman voice, so I can do without Jensen Ackles. Next, Holzman, next.
Well, I don't know. I just think it depends what they're going for. He's 45 years old. If they're going for a younger guy to play Batman,
But he looks for his age. He could play 35.
yeah, probably could. He was on. I mean, he played what's his name? I forget the character on The Boys. He played him. So
Do you think he could play the character of Eric Holzman in the Holzman movie?
I would hope so. I would not be upset to have him playing me. That's for sure.
Champion athlete,
Good looking
built
dude.
like a yeah, exactly.
I would not
Just
be
getting
mad.
it in left and right.
I would not be mad at all. That would be fun.
He's just
Speaking of casting,
Holzman, go.
speaking of casting, the casting that is coming and seems to be the topic around these parts nowadays is, of course, Superman in Superman Legacy. Well, Superman and Lois and any villains, the main people of the Superman Legacy cast. James Gunn recently spoke and said he's been blown away with the auditions.
I hope so, because this movie's gonna blow people away.
It's gonna have to. So Pete, I have people I want to get these parts. Do you care? Do you know?
I don't care. I just want a good movie. Just make a good movie, please. Make a movie people go see. Make a movie people want to watch. Make a movie that's culturally, I don't know, a cultural phenomenon. Like, just make a movie that everyone can enjoy. Because I'm so tired of arguing about DC movies online. Just, it's like, if this thing tanks, I don't ever want to see another DC movie again. Like, that's it, because it's probably
Well-
the Batman's probably gonna be done anyway. So that's it. Like, I'm done. I had enough of my life. No more.
Well, outside of Nicholas Holt, do you know any of the other people who are
No,
auditioning?
I
for
don't
the
know.
role?
I don't know. I do not know. I don't care that James Gunn's having so much fun casting. His the Flash is bombing. It bothers me. Like, oh god. I was like, oh great, how great. I'm glad your movie's doing good.
Well, I want David Corn Sweat and Rachel Brosnahan. Those are the two I want him to play. Obviously, Clark and her to play Lois.
Okay.
Those are my choices. I know a lot of people are for Lois are down want Emma Mackey. She's a French British actress, so I don't know if you probably wouldn't know things that she's been in. So I'm not even going to say
Does
it.
Nico know this? Nico knows who she is?
Of course, Nico knows who that is. Of course.
Okay. Right.
I would like to see Holt. I mean, I've seen this thrown around as Lex. If they do a Lex, I think he'd be good for that. I even think he'd be good for Jimmy Olsen. I don't know if he'd take that kind of a role, but he has that look.
Well, I'd love to see Jimmy Olsen run around taking photos with a bow tie. That'd be nice.
So I think he could swing that one. But yeah, James Gunn has been blown away by all of them, which is total crap. What do you expect him to say?
Exactly.
But,
by the way, oh man, this sucks. Okay.
Yeah, like he's not going to say, well, some of them were good and some of them were bad. Even if they were, he's not going to say that. But I think this is exciting. I think this is the exciting part of what the transition that's happening. It sucks that the movies we're getting now are no one cares about, but I think people
They're
are
basically
start caring.
DOA.
Yeah, I think people are going to start caring about this. So we will see. All right, one last thing, and then we can kind of put a bow on this one. So everyone across the Spider-Verse, everyone who's seen it, most people love it. I've seen it. I loved it. It was fantastic. But apparently, audiences are seeing different cuts of the film. Now, I think I want to go see it again to see if I do see a different cut of the movie. But what do you think about that, Pete? That's interesting.
Well, we never did a show. I did a show with Nico on Italians for Spidey covering this. I actually like the first one more. I was kind of let down by this one. I'm one of the few people who didn't enjoy this one as much as the first.
Okay.
But I think it's cool that they did multiple cuts. I think that's a great idea, actually. Apparently, as of right now, there's only 2 confirmed cuts in the theaters, and it has the scenes that are different are scenes with Miguel. So I don't know where in the movie. I think it's in the HQ, obviously.
Right.
So there are Miguel scenes in the HQ that are apparently different, I believe. I could be wrong.
Okay. I saw the one with the selfie, I guess.
I don't even remember now that I think about it. I'm like, I don't remember which one I saw, to be honest with you. Now I have to go back and watch it again.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'll have no problem watching it again. It was that good of a movie. I could watch it numerous times, but I think that's interesting. I do. I always think, like, you know how a lot of times we see a trailer and then we see the movie and we notice, like, well, that part that wasn't in the movie. Something we saw from the
You mean
trailer.
like when Supergirl says, "Are you ready?"
Yes,
The
yes,
Flash.
yes, like that, like that.
Yes.
Guys, if you don't know what we're talking about the alternate ending to the Flash that would have been the ending had they not had Gunn and Safran not
Hamada's
stuck.
ending. Yeah,
Right,
the Hamada ending.
Samada's ending. Right. So that's what we're talking about. But yeah, guys. So if you're out there and you're going to see Across the Spider Verse and you see it more than once, tell us if you noticed the difference in the scenes, and that'd be cool to
Yeah,
find
I'd
out.
like to know how many people have seen different cuts of the movie.
See different
I
cuts.
wonder if the different cuts will be on the Blu-ray release. I always say DVD.
That's because it's easy. It rolls off the tongue better. It does.
True.
DVD's easier to say. So I think that's it. Unless I missed something.
No, you were gonna. Oh! You forgot to tell everyone about your cereal that you're gonna launch.
My cereal? I'm not gonna launch a cereal.
Yeah, holes in
Shh.
sugared wheats.
That's not supposed to be public knowledge yet.
Oh, sorry. Whoops.
God, Pete.
Oopsies.
There's a whole campaign behind it with Holzimon. Don't worry, it's gonna happen. They'll make
You
it
like the
happen.
Holzimon?
I do.
The Holzimon's he's hard to.
Haas is working on my video game. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
Yeah,
fantastic. Have a good time.
he's just swimming around Long Island,
Yeah,
catching babes,
it's gonna be fun.
smoking stogies.
Fun time. Yeah, I'm not Leisure Suit Larry. I'm just aged myself. Do you remember? Did you know about that game? Did you ever know about that game?
No.
All right, so I'm sure there are old people like me who are listening to this. I know there are some of our fans, and let me know. Send me a message on Twitter. DM me if you're friends with me on Facebook. Send me a Facebook message. You can even send one to the group. In the Facebook group, you send the message and tell me if you remember the computer game Leisure Suit Larry. I want to know.
It's Leisure Suit. It's
Yes.
just a crazy name.
Yeah, it was a adult themed computer game.
It sounds like a porno.
Well, they not technically porn, but porn-ish. It's not. It wasn't like. It's not like GTA where you could do. It wasn't like that.
Buying hookers in
But,
your car.
But it was an adult themed computer
Leisure
game
Suit Larry. I
for
love
like
that name.
for like the Apple IIc and the IIe and the Commodore 64 and the Commodore 128 and all those great old video game
Oh my
computer
God,
systems. Yeah. So definitely let me know if you guys out there have ever played it or remember it, because
that whole game what you did was swim around and smoke stogies and pick up babes. Is that what the game was about?
no. But that's what you're making me. He was a sleazy guy.
Well, you're a sleazy dude. You're also one.
I'm not sleazy. That's not nice.
It's like when dudes are sleazy, they're the man. They're out, they're getting it in, they're going out all night, partying, drinking, bullshit, doing blow, fun times.
Doing
Sleazy
blow.
guys.
That you basically just described Leisure Suit Larry. I'm not even lying. You basically just described it.
You just described everyone in the 80s.
That's true too. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh.
All right.
What happened to Stranded Gotham? By the end of the show, they're talking about doing below.
You guys got to come to the after show. Sometimes we do some blow.
Sometimes. Amazing.
All right, Pete. Before we do the blow, tell them where they can find you.
It's so ridiculous. You can find me on social media: Twitter, Instagram, Mastodon, MySpace, LiveJournal, AIM,
MySpace,
Vero, Zack Snyder's favorite social media platform, at Pete Illustrated. You can follow this podcast, the podcast you listen to right now, Straight Gotham, at straight_O_G. Both Instagram and Twitter. Join our Facebook group and Facebook fan page. Both are really active after our Flash hiatus. Our nice little 2-week summer vacation, which is nice.
I know.
Check that out. Check out at Italians for Spidey on Twitter. I had Nico and Adam on Nico from Vigilante, 1999, Adam from
Multiverse.
the Multiverse, Green Lantern vidcast on to talk some Spider-Man stuff. We talked Across the Spider-Verse and comic books. I've been all over BatmanOnFilm.com and Batman on Film YouTube and the podcast over there talking about Flash and how much I enjoyed it. And I still do. And, Team Yellow Oval because I still enjoy the Flash movie. And I still enjoy Keaton's return. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. I've been messing around with my action figures, trying to figure out which ones I can fit in my custom Spin Master Batwing that seats 2 figures now, Kowalski. And that sounds about right, Eric. Why don't you take it away?
The fact that you do that is amazing.
What?
That you hollowed out your Batwing to try to make it a 2-seater.
I got bored. I got creative.
It's fantastic. It is. It's fantastic. It's
fun.
Amazing.
You could take these things and kind of change them up just a little bit.
Hey, do what you got to do. I agree. All right, guys. You can find me on Twitter at Finally33, spell Finale33. Peter already gave you guys the handle to the show account, but in case you missed it, it's at @straight_O_G. Of course, check us out on Facebook. Like Pete mentioned, the group has been pretty active since The Flash has come and apparently will go very soon. So definitely hop on in there to chat with us, talk to us. Don't forget the contest. We mentioned it. We're going to run through July. So give us about a minute and a half, 2 minutes tops, I'll say, of a monologue or something about pick a topic, talk, and sell us.
You found us, how long you went to finish the show, what you like about the show, really anything.
Yep, and let us, and we'll listen to it and we'll pick a winner and we'll have you on. We'll have you on an episode or maybe make you a revolving guest. Who knows? We haven't thought about it. We're trying this out. I think it'd be a lot of fun to listen to the submissions. Also, don't forget the rate and review contest. You could do that as well on iTunes. Give us a review of the show and Pete will send you a prize back, I think.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep, I think.
Not Ryan Lauer, though. He doesn't get one. He has his own podcast.
That's true.
Ryan Lauer, you scoundrel.
We don't want to
Eric, do you frolic?
I don't think so.
Good. I think you're a grown man. You shouldn't.
I only remember that word from a poem I read when I was a kid. I can't remember the whole thing, but I remember that word, and I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? I know what it means.
Lauer stuff.
I know what it means, but...
Lauer stuff. Crazy kid.
So,
what are you going to do?
Well, we're going to frolic on out of here.
I'm not frolicking. Damn you, Holzman. Got me again. Holzman, go!
We are going to Holzman go. We are. So for Pete, I'm Eric. You are listening to Straight Outta Gotham, and we'll see you next time.